What's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into my Odenseye Solmane 2 collection. They sent it in this cute little Easter box. I don't know, it's from the Easter mystery box collection, and they just had extra boxes, so they put it in here. I'm not sure, but you know, this is what mine got sent in, so this is what we working with, girl. I'm trying to. There we go. I was about to say, I'm over here on the struggle bus with the box, girl. So I looked, and this whole collection is actually sold out. Oh, they gave me this nice little brush as a bonus, I guess, for how much stuff I bought. I don't know. So I bought, let me see. Let's read what the card says. It says, we continue with the theme elements of the first generation Solmane collection and designed a new Solmane 2 collection inspired by the sun, the moon, and the stars. This collection consists of dreamy and ethereal color scheme. We hope to add more soft and dreamy colors in our springtime appropriate color collection. Let the stars, sun, and moon bring you dreamy and shiny colors. Okay, so I did buy a few things. I went a little ham. I think I spent like $100 and some odd on this whole collection, because you know I had to get a few things because they had a few things. So I got one of the old highlighters because they were limited edition and discontinued them. So I got one from the Norns collection. It was like a pink one that they had that I wanted to try, so I got that one. I already had the blue one from when I had bought Tina's palette and Annette's palette. The palette retails for $32.90, but it's sold out. The whole collection is sold out in the PR package as well. I got 2 highlighters at $22.90 a piece. I got 1 blush at $20.90, and then I got 3 eyeliner pencils at $5.90 a piece. So like I said, my bill was quite high, but you know, it was cute, it was worth it. Moving on. So the eye pencils I got were, I think this is lavender. I got 08, which I believe is the color lavender. Then I got avocado, which I believe is the shade 05. I don't remember what the shade 06 is. I think it might be sage, but I will swatch those in a minute. I want to open up the palette, which I'm most excited about. Like, all this stuff is wrapped in plastic, so I forgot that they wrap everything in plastic. So I should have probably taken this out ahead of time to wrap it, but I wanted to open it up with you all. So that's why we gonna be opening up plastic together, girl. We all in this together. Tell me you remember that from a High School Musical. Now, I never watched High School Musical. My cousin was more in that age group with Vanessa Ann Hudgens, or all. I'm sorry, it's Vanessa Hudgens now, because I guess she could take the Ann off because the other Vanessa Hudgens stopped acting or whatever. I don't know, because I hear that's what happens. Like when they use their middle names or something like that, somebody else has the name that they wanted to use, and they had to add their middle name in order to be able to be part of the Actors Guild. And then after, you know, that happens, or the person stops acting, then, you know, they can change their name. Because I heard that's why Terrence Deshawn Howard was Terrence Deshawn Howard, and then once, you know, that Terrence Howard left, and he could just be Terrence Howard. Anyway, this is what the inside of the palette looks like. I think it looks really nice. You got your cute little purple roll, you got your blue roll, and then you got like some warm tone roll for other people who like stuff like that. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of oranges, we all know that, but you know. And when you think about it, this kind of reminds me of the I mean, I guess it gives you little tiny vibes of the what's that palette called, the Tony the Tiger one, because you gotta think there's oranges all down here, and then there's blues, and that one is mainly just orange and blue because of what the theme is. Anyway, I have some palettes to compare to it, so let's get those out the way. So I brought there all the 2 palettes to compare. As far as color story goes, I feel like this would be a good companion palette for, and it's somewhat similar. The good thing about the new palette is it doesn't have the pressed glitters in it like the old one does, because a lot of people complain about the pressed glitters and they didn't put any more in there after that. But these are what the color stories look like side by side. I feel like this is going to be a good companion palette for it, and next week I'll most likely be doing looks to compare. I brought a lot of palettes with me to compare, y'all, so I hope y'all ready, because honey, we're going to be here for a few little minutes just comparing palettes. Next I have, well, actually, this one doesn't look similar to it as I thought it did. In pictures, it looks similar than what me seeing in real life. So then I had as many to do, hopefully, because it's like 3-something in the morning. I still have to drive to my house because Adriangameover was finally out of school, and I still have to bring him back with me. But I wanted to get all the intros filmed before I, you know, left. Okay, this one doesn't look that much like it either. So it's looking less and less, and I can take these palettes back home. Even though I think I'm gonna look at the Pharaoh palette here, because I was gonna compare this to the Pharaoh palette, but I'm feeling like it's not looking as similar as I was thinking it was. So we're gonna do next Annette's Makeup Corner's Serenity palette with Menagerie up against this palette. I feel like this would be a good companion palette for this too, because they have some greens to add to the blues and purples and oranges in here, and then it has like little bright pink, a couple of bright pinkish shades in here. So I feel like this would be a good companion for this one as well. but it doesn't look like it like I thought it would. Oh, the tape fell off, excuse me. To me, this is another good companion palette. So I have the Glam Light Happy Hour Martini palette up against this palette. As you can see, this would be a nice one to add to it though, because you got those deeper tones that I would need to make an eye look to put with this palette. So that's a good companion palette, but again, it doesn't look exact. I was just pulling stuff from my collection based upon the pictures I saw online, not necessarily being able to see it in real life. And the last companion palette I have to go with, since apparently all these companion palettes, nothing looks exactly like it, thank goodness, which I guess y'all should be happy about, is the Witching Hour palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. They don't make this palette anymore, unfortunately, but I feel like this would be a good companion palette for this one, because it has colors in it that is lacking. Like, obviously it has orange in it, but it has like the pinks and purple, a little more of a deeper purple in it, and then like some greens to go with the blues. So y'all know I love a blue, green, purple moment, so I like it for that. So that's what I have for a palette comparison for all of those. It wasn't as many as I thought it was, because I think a couple of them, I think it's like 2 of them I didn't show you, because I feel like they weren't gonna go that well. Next we have the highlighter. So it comes in this sort of package, and this is the highlighter, and then this is my blush. So I got the shade Moonwalker in one, and then Moon Talk in one, and then I got Rose Sky in the other. So it's gonna take too long. Okay, y'all, so I got the blush in Orange Sun. It has this really cool component. It was difficult getting these out of the box. So like, y'all, I had to shake for real. And look at the gorgeous sun embossment in it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but like, there's a sun embossed in the pan. I think my lights are too bright. Yeah, okay, there it is. It's a nice sun embossed in it. I'm not gonna swatch. I'm gonna just put it on the cheeks. Y'all know I'm not really one who likes to swatch stuff, so I'm not gonna swatch it. But I might swatch the highlighters though, just because highlighters to me are different than blushes. I don't know, for some reason I want my fingers on my blush. I don't know, I'm a weirdo. But I have the shade Moon Talk and Rose Sky and the highlighters, and that's what their packaging looks like. And the highlighters, look how cool, look how cool this looks. I don't know if you can, y'all see the shift of it like being purplish and like blue at the same time, because to me that's what makes it so cool. I am here for it. It is so cool looking, and then it says Solmane pressed into the pan. That is just awesome. And then Rose Talk, if I remember correctly, so it's be like a, yeah, it's a really pinky cool looking highlighter. So this one is more like on the pinky side. If you can, yeah, you see in the mirror how it's pink. It's stunning. I absolutely love it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the highlighters on the face, on one on each side, or I might do like on the outer high points of my cheeks like I normally do, and then put the other one down the middle of the face. So I'll probably put the pink down the middle of the face, and then I'll put like the blue one down on the sides of my face. Let me zoom you on in. And then I have this orange blush, so I'm gonna be looking real crazy. So for the rest of the day, I'm hoping I don't have to go anywhere, because honey, you're gonna be looking a mess. But yeah, so I got these 3 pencils here. I'm wondering if they're gonna be true to color or if they're gonna oxidize. Cause see, it's this bright on the outside, but like, look at that versus the color levels actually on the lid. Cause see, that versus this to me are like completely different. So I'm wondering if the colors are gonna go true. Cause I feel like they didn't look true online either. Cause like, look how dark this lavender is. Look how deep that is compared to the top. Like the top of this is so light. So I don't know, we're gonna have to try those. And then the last one, like I said, I think that's sage. I feel like this doesn't match either. But to me, I try to get unique sage to my collection, because to me this was like a cool grungy shade. But you know, you see what I'm talking about? Like the tops look so different from the colors. So I'm feeling like these colors aren't running true to color, and I'm kind of concerned about that. In this video, we most likely use the purple one. I might do the purple one on one side and green one on the other side, just so we can see what the colors work like. I don't know, I have to wait and see. But anyway, let's get to the blush, okay? Okay, so I figured we can go with the shade Orange Sunny now. And the pure switch on my eyes right now. This is the look I made for the Glam Light X Frosted Flakes video. I just recreated Karen Harris's look. But let's put on this blush Orange Sunny now for the collection we're talking about now, which is the Solmane 2. I really like this color. I'm hoping it shows up well on my skin tone. Okay, you can see it pretty nice. I like that it can be built up, because some of them is like, it's just like pigmentation and that's it. because of my skin tone. Sometimes stuff doesn't always show up the way I'm hoping, but this is doing a good job. But I should have known better. It was Solmane. I mean odenseye or odenseye. But the thing is, I've never tried an odenseye blush. Like all the other blushes they had in the past, I felt like were too light for my skin tone, so that's why I just didn't mess with them. I like this stuff, and it's matching nice with my eyes for right now. So I changed them with the Solmane 2 palette. But that's the shade Orange Sunny. I keep wanting to say Orange Sun, but it's Orange Sunny. Let's get into the highlights now. So I got two different ones of those. I got Rosy Sky. Y'all remember this really pinkish looking shade. I guess I can swatch them now that I've, you know, put them on my face. I just didn't want to mess with the embossing before I like actually use the product. So we'll take a little bit now. Brush it over about 4 or 5 times just to make sure it shows up on my skin tone. So there's what the blush looks like. I feel like it barely shows up. It's just like a light wash of color, but you know, as you saw, it builds up pretty nicely to the point where you can somewhat see it on my cheeks, so that works. I just feel like in the future I'd have to put like a cream blush underneath that's the same color as it to make sure it'll work and be more pigmented. It's more like a winter blush for me, in my personal opinion, but you know, there you go. Now I'm gonna take the shade, the Rose Sky. Like I said, I want to put that on the outer parts of my face, like so my cheekbones where we're gonna put it. I do have the Frosted Flakes highlighter on my brow and on my Cupid's bow, if you can't tell. So we'll take a little bit of this and start. I feel like this would be a nice color for my skin tone, in particular, since colorful highlighters sometimes don't necessarily work for people with my skin tone. But to me, this is a gorgeous shade, and I feel like it would do a good job just based upon seeing this video. So I went ahead and got this shade in particular. And then there was just another cool like minty-ish type shade that I wanted to try, which is Moon Talk. I keep trying to make it be Moonwalk, like, you know, Michael Jackson, but it's Moon Talk. So I'm like, but I'm really liking this shade. I knew I would like this one based upon seeing it on Tina, but I'm hoping the Moon Talk one will be just as nice. And I think I'll put this over my Cupid's bow too, to try to tone down what's going on with that. I did a good job, so let's put it over the brow as well now that that video is done. Yeah, I'm really liking this highlighter. And I have the marbled ones, but I've never actually used them yet. So this is like literally my first time trying Oden's Eye highlighter along with their blushes. And I'm obsessed with this color. Like, when I need a shade like this, a pinkish rose shade, I'll probably mix it with something else. Like I'll mix it with the one from Dior, the rose one I have from them, just to tone down the color. But I'm really, really liking this highlighter. Like, oh my god, okay. Okay, Oden's Eye girl, I see you. Now I'm going to take Moon Talk and see how it goes. So giving more of the vibes of the one from the Dragon Fruit collection. I forgot the exact name of it. I'm not liking the fact that it literally just stuck up here and isn't like moving down at all, because it should be movable, and it's just literally sitting up there and not moving at all. So I don't like that. So that was a little bit of disappointment, the fact that wherever you stick it, it just stopped right there. It doesn't move like at all. But you know, whatever. I'll have to sponge the hell out of my face when I go take this eye look off in order to start on the next eye look. So we'll just fix it then. But I mean, the color is still nice though. I just don't like that it's stuck right where I put it and wasn't able to blend out and move down more. So this one seems to be more satin finish, whereas this one seems to be more glittery. So I don't know if anyone else has said that, but in my personal opinion, that's what it's giving me. So I'm gonna go off camera now and fix whatever the hell's going on here, and then I'll come back with an eye for you all using the palette. I'm not sure which eyeliner I'm gonna use yet, obviously, but you know, I'm gonna try to use as many colors as possible in the palette, so that way we can, you know, sorry, that sleeve was impossible to get off. But knowing me, I'm gonna try to use like as much as I can. I'll try to use a little bit of the orange, but y'all know I'm not really big on orange. So we'll see where it takes us. Anyway, I'm gonna go off camera and fix whatever this is and come back with an eye for you. So, okay. So this is the look I came up with the Solmane palette. Sorry, Solmane 2 palette. So, let's see. I took these two shades right here. I took this one. I took these 2 shades right here, and then I took these 4 shades down here. And that's how we got the eye we got going on. So I'm going to use the pencil now just so we can get a feel of how it's going to work. What is going on with my under eye? Lord. Y'all, this has been a bad makeup day today. So this is the purple one I decided to use because the other eye looks like I got one on. Plus, I'm going to incorporate the purple in here. Okay, so I can see now it's going to have to build up because it's not the creamiest stick I've ever used. And I feel like it's sticking a lot to build pigmentation. So I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, yeah. There's some more in the corner cut. Yeah, so the pencil's not the creamiest. It doesn't build up the easiest either, so here's that. We might as well get the other one out the way now, so we don't have to. This is the last minute. And I'm kind of rubbing it underneath as well. Hopefully the shaft is from my horrible looking under eyes, because y'all, they look a mess. Like, that's probably one of the worst products I've tried in a while. It's concealer I'm talking about. Because the powder normally didn't do this to me, so it's just concealer. Oh god, the whole stick just broke off, y'all. Like, look, the whole stick is just underneath my eye right now. So it's definitely not easy to work with. Now I got a broke off stick. Oh, Lord. This is like the worst makeup weekend I've had in a really long time. Cause my under eyes look like crap. The stick broke off. The first I feel like the halo wasn't even. Girl, it's just a mess. Anyway, let's get started. So I mixed the 2 orange shades at the bottom. So I went in with the darkest one first, then tapped the lighter one on top, and tapped the dark one again, and ended with the lighter one. And then I just went in and started patting it to start off with, and kind of blend it out a little bit afterwards. That's how you got the mixture of the color that you see in my case, because I mixed both the shades, as opposed to one versus another. I'm sorry if you can hear, you can go game over downstairs. He's all the way downstairs, but I still feel like he's being loud, but he's 12, so, you know, I can't expect too much. I guess we're just gonna blend both of these. As you see, I calmed down the highlight for the middle of my face. The girl that was looking a whole hot mess. I was like, I don't know why it's stuck in that spot like that, but it did not move. I had to like take the sponge and sponge it down. So maybe it was just the brush I used. Maybe I've used a stippling brush and wouldn't have done that. But with that Mented Cosmetics highlighter brush I used, y'all saw it literally just stuck to that spot and it would not move. So I wasn't feeling that. But I'm hoping it was just the tool, since you saw how nice the rose cotton went on. Okay, now we're gonna go into the navy blue shades. So the 2 shades we mixed together were Warm, Light, and Solar, and now we're gonna go into Nebula, which is the blue. So I started from the outer V, making my shape that I normally do, and then went in up here. And I feel like I made a little bit of the wannabe-ish purplish shade, which is why I was inspired to just add the other purple on after I had put a crease here. So, you know. I do feel like you could still see a little bit of skin when I use this shade. It could just be me though. That's how I felt when I was using it. I was like, Now we're going to go into the purple shade, which is called Galaxy. And just put that on top of this right here. And this is a odenseye brush from the, I believe it was the Alva 2 collection that this brush set came out in. Or was it the new ones? No, I'm sorry, this was Saga of Freya. That these brushes came out in. So originally I had put the purple on first, that little slimmer purple you see, so I'm gonna do it again, even though I ended up having to go back in after, of course, I put on the glitter glue and all that. But it's a good starting point for me to put it on now, so I can remember where I mapped it out to when I do have to recut it, because it already show a glimmer of where the shape of it was the way I wanted it shaped. So that's why I'm going ahead and doing it again, because otherwise I just wait to the end, because it's like, you know, if it gets covered up anyway, then what was the point? But you know, do one eye, you gotta do the other one. So take the clean brush and dust all this stuff now. I did go back in with the purple a little bit too, to cover up the fact that I brought it over a little too far, so I'll do that now. Go ahead and tap. I didn't add any extra product, I just tapped it on top with what was already in the brush. And as you can see, it covered it up just fine. So now we're going to take our glitter glue and cut out the space, and then I took a different brush to put the shimmer on with, because I knew I had to do the glitter on this side, and I didn't want like that line that I get when I use the same brush with the shimmer already on it to film the part on camera. So I was like, just be safe, you're not going to do that today. So that's looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and take my shimmer brush. Now we're gonna go in the shade Eternal, because that's the shade that I have in the back of the eye. So I start off towards the back here. And look how gorgeous that shade is. It's just a gorgeous, like, red shade. And thus you're just gonna have to go and add the purple again, because it gets covered up by the red, but that's okay. And then I left like a little peak in the front for the gold that you see. So I'm gonna flip the brush over now and use the shade Sunlight, which is the gold shade, because that's what's in the very, very little part right here in the front of my eye. I want to do something I feel like wasn't usual for the type of colors that I wear, so I feel like this was a good, like, switch up for you all. You can let me know down below if you think it's a good switch up. I thought I did an okay job of changing up what I normally use to make an eye look, because y'all know normally I use like maybe one or two like colors, and then went on with my day, so I wanted to not be so predictable. So I was like, let's try something different. So I did. I need to add a little bit more navy back now, because I think I took it a little too far over with that. And then I'll add a little, just a teeny bit more of the shade Eternal, the reddish one. And then we're gonna go back in with the purple shade again. But I want to try something different, so I think I'm gonna try to use the pencil with it first, and then put that shade on top to see if it'll help it get a little bit more pigment. Since I mean, this is a colorful crayon that's supposed to match it on eyeliner. Hopefully, it'll give it a nice little base to the powder to stick to. And if it looks good, then we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. I figured it's here. We're here. Let's try it out. So I just stamp it basically where I put the other one. And it is giving a little bit more, but I don't feel like it's giving a lot more to the point where I need to do it on the other side. But you know how I am. When you do one thing to one side, you gotta do something to the other side. So we're gonna go over there and do it, even though I don't feel like it's making a huge, well, I guess it's making a bigger difference than I expected it to. So let's take it on this side now, y'all. Okay. Now we're gonna take the shade Dreams. That's what the purple one's called. I'm sorry I didn't tell y'all what it was called. And just stamp it. And then slowly blend it out. Then I'm going to go in with the brush with the orange and the, where is it? Where is that brush? With the orange. And just dust over the top of that. I didn't add any extra, just dust it over the top. And then I'm going to take the clean one and dust over the top. And under the bottom too. Now we need to get to the inner corner shade, and then we can talk about my thoughts about this whole collection. So I started off with shade Hallucinations, the darker shimmery purple. Because I found that the other one was just like a topper-ish type shade. So I was like, we're going to put it on top and then we can use that shade too. So now we're going to take the shade Meteor, which is the glittery topper shade that gives extra volume. And that completes this look, y'all. So I will do my eyeliner and mascara off camera. But let's talk about this collection as a whole. Okay, so love the highlighters. I'm loving Rose Sky. That's my favorite one. The palette was great, of course. The only thing I'm on the fence about is these eyeliner pencils, just because it broke off easily and then it doesn't just glide easily on the waterline like I'm used to. Because when you're used to using stuff like you know, Urban Decay, or I'm trying to think of another brand that has a really smooth eyeliner. I usually use the Urban Decay the majority of the time though, which is why I just automatically said Urban Decay. But I feel like it's not as smooth as I was hoping it would be. I love the fact that they have unique color selections though, because I feel like Urban Decay got a little bit away from making unique colors and just stuck to their basic line. So I'm liking the uniqueness of their colors. However, I feel like the formula is kind of dry, and it got tug on your eyelid, under eye a little bit. So I don't know how I feel about that whole aspect of it, but overall the unique colors of it and the price point makes it, you know, worth to me still getting. If you're making an order from Odenseye, I'm not gonna say go out of your way to buy these eyeliner pencils, but you know, if you're buying a palette from them and you see the eyeliners and you find a shade you like, I'd say get it. But you know, that's the only thing I'm not thrilled with. The blush I like just fine. The highlighters I love. They were so creamy and they have these cool unique colors to them. And then the eyeshadow palette was 10 out of 10, of course, like it always is. But the eyeliner is the only thing I'm somewhat disappointed in. And it's not I'm super disappointed, it's just I expected it to be, you know, a little bit more creamier and it wasn't. But that's fine, you know, to each his own. So those are my thoughts on the collection. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. Let me know if you want to see me do a palette mashup with that and Alba too, because I plan on doing one on Instagram. That's because I feel like they'll go very nicely together. But yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.